Hello again. Thank you for tuning in to the Enigma Speaks podcast. My name is Eno Bevery. I hope you've been awesome in between when I did the last episode and this one. Okay. So basically, what the series focuses on is to help you to put yourself together, pull yourself together, and start to practice habits that would help you live better. Life can be really hard, and one of the things you can do is control how you think, how you process the thoughts that you allow in your headspace, the things you listen to, the places you go to, the things you do with your time, your energy, your money, your resources, and with those relationships that God has given unto you. Okay? So, one of the things you can do is to learn a high demand skill, especially if you're in Nigeria, anywhere in the world, really, because I was thinking of learning something recently. No, I'm learning stuff. I'm learning several things, but I thought about it. I'm like, which of them is not location sensitive? And that's something you want to think about when you think about skills. For example, using a video recorder. Yeah. If you can record videos like you're a professional videographer, anywhere in the world, you will be in high demand. Yeah. Something like that. Okay. You get it now? Excuse me. Graphics design. I know there's a lot of talk about AI and all that, but come on, graphics design, if you can do that, that's good for you. If you can edit videos as well. So recording is one thing, editing is another thing, right? And then if you can do like digital marketing, coding, UI, UX, those are skills that you can take anywhere in the world. And also selling, because people always have a product they want to sell. They have a new market they want to break into. They have a new audience they want to reach. So if you understand audiences, that's what the UI UX is about, then you're already in a good space. You are already way above many other people. When I was much younger, when I heard sales or marketing, I just cringe, because I think, oh, I'm going to put myself out there. But we forget that every day we put ourselves out there. Once you get on social media, you make a post, you put yourself out there. You put a picture of yours online, you put yourself out there. You apply for a job, you put yourself out there. You show up anywhere, you put yourself out there. So we need to look at, so really, like I said in the previous episodes, it's also about how you think about the things that you're dealing with, right? So what did I do? I was part of a Daystar Leadership Academy training for the basic course, I believe, some time ago. And they did this personality testing and all. And the results came out. And of course, it showed that when it comes to sales, girl, I'm in the back seat. But there was a way around it. And the test suggested that I should communicate the way the product or the service was going to improve the life of the end user, which is what many people don't do in marketing. Or I want to sell this thing, and they're just about selling what they want to sell. So the person who is on the other side is saying buy versus what the site suggested to me. Sell the solution is going to provide to the end user. So if you use this product, you feel good about yourself. It will boost your confidence. I mean, you can get into a room and literally it will freeze. It could be like a lotion, it could be a perfume. But basically, what it does is it tells the person that when you use this, it's going to do something in you and to you, in a positive way versus buy. So communicate the value the end user is going to get, right? Aha. And that's what UI UX is really about. That's what it covers. Many people just see UI UX. They're not sure what it is about. But thankfully, I know someone who is an expert in that field, so I understand what UI UX is about. And those things, you cannot really get them if there's no actual interaction with the end user. You can't be in your office and you're looking at stats. No, go out there, talk to people. That's why in some very big corporations, every now and again, the CEO comes into the store, wears a t-shirt and jeans, and just talk to regular people, shoppers, because they don't know who the CEO is usually, yeah? Talk to regular shoppers, talk to regular, customers, and he hears what they're saying. He sees what they're feeling. And then they go back into their board meetings and they make certain decisions. So it's not everything you sit somewhere really cool and say, oh, this is what we're going to change, this is what we're going to do. And that's why sometimes managers miss it because they're not on the field, they're not in the field, they don't even know what's going on, right? Catering. Hey, do we start there? The good thing about catering is there are several aspects, there's several value chains, just like in agriculture as well. So you don't have to box yourself in. They want to cater to 500 guests. If you cannot make jollof rice, you know what I mean, jollof rice, yeah. If you cannot make jollof rice, the Nigerian jollof rice, the smoky jollof rice, it's okay. If you can do small chops, and it's okay to niche. People many times get overwhelmed when they want to do everything at the same time. No, I don't know how to make jollof rice, or I know how to make it, but I cannot cater to that number. But if it is small chops, man, it is my forte, right? I don't know how to cook. Mixologist, that's my work. I can mix anything. I can make any crowd go crazy with my mixology, skills. Um, I don't know how to do small chops. I'm not really good in jollof rice, but pepper soup, hey, it is my thing. So we need to learn. In fact, some people don't even do pepper soup alone and echo. If you're not in Lagos, you understand. Anyway, do you understand? Then some people are like, I can't cook. I can't. I can't cook jollof rice. I can't do small chops. But when it comes to barbecue fish, point and kill. That's where I am. I'm inside of among of that one. Yes. So don't put yourself in a box by thinking about it in a way that it overwhelms you. No. What can you do? What really can you do? Some is I can supply palm wine. Let me not go there. That's one. Then events planning. I've said it before. If you can cater to 5 people, 10 people in your apartment, in your house, in your office, you can organize the office, shindig, you're good. If you've done that once, twice, thrice, means you know how to get drinks in, you know how to get the food in, you know how to get the people in. What is left? Do you understand? So don't make things larger than they actually are and then make yourself so small in the equation that you freak out. Right? No. Another thing you can do, events catering, if you're a person who really likes kids, you can focus on just children. If you can do children and adults, it's okay. Events, that's fine. But find where you are most comfortable first. Start from there. Because that's what we need to do. We need to start with where we're most comfortable from. And then we grow. Then we expand. Then we say, oh, because if you're able to cater to a birthday party, 1-year-old, 2-year-olds, 3-year-olds, and so let me try a 9-year-old, a 10-year-old. Of course, you love research. You're learning, you're talking to kids, you're seeing what they like, you're seeing how they think, maybe you're watching some of their cartoons as well. That would help you. Fashion. From sourcing the fabric to knowing how to sew, to knowing how to mix and match colors, that's a skill on its own. Knowing how to mix and match colors is a super skill on its own. Knowing how to measure virtually, that's a big skill because they're pulling in other parts of the world and they want to use a certain kind of designer or tailor and the person doesn't know how to, and they do a video, no. There's skills, there are levels to this skill thing. Just know what you're doing. Then for some other people is hair. So hair has, I don't want to say shapes and sizes, but come on. You can braids, you can do cornrows, you don't have to be able to do all. That's the thing. We need to learn how to really specialize and then, so I can have a kids-only salon. I've experienced that before. I can't remember where. But when you get into that salon, you don't hear children crying when they're making their hair. And it's not jazz. The person knows what they're doing. They understand children. They understand how to make hair for kids. I made hair as a child, as a 10-year-old. It was traumatic. In fact, it got to one time, I told the woman, I said, whatever you've plaited, just leave it. I will go home like that. I was in tears. It was so painful, so uncomfortable. Do you understand? You don't want to be that person. So if your strength is in making children's hair, niche in. And you can get deals with schools. Oh my gosh. And then if it's human hair, now there's closure, there's all sorts of things they're doing and all kind of grades of hair. Even if it's just hair education you're doing. Because people sometimes, Somebody buys a certain kind of hair, they don't know how to manage. You just see people wearing hair and they're very excited and fascinated and they want to do it. They don't know how to really manage hair. Even something as simple as braids, people don't know how to manage it. Somebody will carry their braided hair for like 3 months. Some people can only do it for like 30 days and they're like, oh my God. So the knowledge industry, when it comes to the things I've talked about alone, is enough. If you can teach videography, if you can teach video editing, if you can teach graphics design, if you can teach digital marketing, coding, even social media management. That's one of the groups where I'm a community where I'm learning. The lady is joining us via Zoom, and she goes, I'm on this island somewhere. I don't know where the island is, but we are watching, we're learning. So the talk that people used to have, location is still relevant. It depends on what you're doing, but that's my focus. A skill that you can leverage wherever you are. Yeah. So we don't know where she is, but because we want to learn, we are beating the path to where she is so that we can learn what we can use to make our lives better. And you must do that. I mean, this is the second quarter of the year. By now, you should have at least one or two courses that you want to take to improve your life.